everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me here today. If you've noticed things are a little bit different, I have a new camera that I'm recording on, so I'm hoping that will make the quality of the videos better for you and hopefully just make things look a little bit better. I'm also trying a new kind of filming setup, so if you like it, let me know. Anyway, this video is going to be a book haul of some books that I picked up in the past couple of weeks. I have, I think, like 7 or 8, so it's not a huge book haul by any means, but I tend to read a lot through the library, so I don't always buy a ton of books, so when I do, I'm usually really excited about them. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first book that I picked up is called Rosalind Palmer Takes the Cake by Alexis Hall. And this is a romance novel that is about a single mother who is struggling to make ends meet. She had dropped out of college to take care of her daughter, and so she's just having a hard time financially, and she gets the opportunity to go on a baking show. So kind of like the Great British Bake Off is what I'm picturing in my head. And this is a romance, so inevitably she's going to meet somebody there. But I don't know, I thought it would be fun. I got this used on Amazon, and it's not an especially new book. I think this came out in like 2021. But anyway, I'm really interested to read it. It seems like it's going to be just kind of like a fun, easy read, or that's what I'm hoping for. I guess I'll find out soon enough. But anyway, I'm very excited about this one. As per usual, I will probably talk about it in a reading wrap-up or read it in a vlog or any number of different things, but if you've read this, let me know. I haven't ever heard anyone talk about it, so I was curious about it and I picked it up. The second book I picked up is called The Unstoppable Bridget Bloom by Allison Bitts. I love the cover of this. This is a YA contemporary novel, and it's featuring our main character Bridget, who has been accepted into this prestigious boarding school for music. She's a singer, but unfortunately she gets there and her music theory scores are too low, so she's not allowed to perform and she can't afford her scholarship. On top of that, the dean of admissions is basically like, you need to kind of humble yourself a little bit, and so she kind of has to figure out something else to do because she can't sing. I mean, she can sing, but she's not allowed to sing due to the grades, and also this dean kind of telling her, maybe you should work on your humility a little bit. So it sounds interesting. As someone who enjoys music, I think this will be fun. This is a pretty recent release, so I'm excited to read this one. The next book I picked up is called Liar's Beach, and this is by Katie Cotugno. And this is a YA, I kind of have a YA theme of books that I picked up, which wasn't necessarily planned, it just happened that way. But this is like a young adult mystery type of situation. Our main character's name is Michael Linden, and he's sort of like a misfit. He doesn't fit in with like the rich kids in Martha's Vineyard where he is, but his roommate Jasper invites him for the summer to their family home, and while they're there, someone mysteriously dies, and while the police say it's an accident, they start to think that maybe someone is lying. Pretty typical, like, whodunit kind of mystery, but it sounds really interesting, and I don't typically read books where the main character is male, so I kind of thought it would be an interesting point of view. Mostly, and I don't necessarily try to do that, I just feel like I'm drawn to books with female characters, which makes sense because I am a woman, so for me, I just identify more with that, but I think this is going to be really fun to read as well. The next book I picked up is also not new, and this is actually a poetry collection called Home by Whitney Hansen. And I thought this sounded very sweet. I really liked the blurb on the back. This is what kind of sold me. It says, "Resonant, raw, and vibrant, home is a lyrical map to navigating heartbreak." The poems are like quite short, and I'm not especially drawn to poetry, but for some reason this particular cover really stood out to me. And like I said, this isn't new. I'm pretty sure this is a re-release with some additional poems in it. So I'm excited to read this. If you happened to read this book or collection of poetry before, let me know what you think. Like I said, I'm kind of new to poetry. I mean, I read it like growing up in school and stuff, but it wasn't ever something that I necessarily picked up a lot. I'm interested in this for that reason. It's just something a little bit different for me. The next book is called Warrior Girl Unearthed by Angeline Bully. And it's not a sequel to The Firekeeper's Daughter, but it's set in the same universe. Basically, we follow our main character Perry, who kind of has no choice but to get involved in trying to figure out why all these indigenous women are going missing and basically take back the narrative of her tribe. And ultimately, this is an indigenous woman's story, so I thought this would be really interesting. I have The Firekeeper's Daughter on my TBR, so I think I'm actually going to try to read that before this one. Like I said, this isn't a sequel, but it is in the same universe, so I think I'm going to try to read that one first. But yeah, excited about this one. This is a YA novel as well. And the last book I have to talk about, I actually don't physically have at the moment because it is a pre-order and it's coming out at the end of May. I ordered it during the Barnes & Noble pre-order sale, so I was able to get a little bit of a discount. It is called The Night in Question, and it is the second book in the Agatha's YA mystery series, and it's by Kathleen Glasgow and Liz Lawson. And I loved the first book, the Agatha's. I read it last month, so as soon as I saw that they were coming out with the sequel, I was like, gotta have it. So I ordered it, and like I said, I don't have it yet because it's not out yet, but as soon as I do, I will definitely be reading it. Our main characters, Alice and Iris, are trying to solve yet another murder. Basically, one of Alice's ex-best friends is looking very, very guilty of a specific murder, but Alice and Iris feel like there's way more to the story, so again, investigating in this seaside town where they live. So I'm really excited to read that. That's probably one of the first ones I'm gonna read once I get it because I still have the Agatha's kind of fresh in my mind. So I like to read sequels as best that I can, pretty close to each other. Otherwise I feel like I forget what's going on and I have to reread it, reread the original book. Does that happen to anyone else or is it just me? So anyway, I'm gonna try to read that very soon, but I'm very excited for that to come in the mail. I'll probably get it really early in June. Those are all the books I picked up recently, and as you can tell, I have quite a few to read, and I have even more on my TBR shelf, which is behind me. So I have quite a collection of growing TBR books and new books that I've picked up. But I'm really excited to read them, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you're interested to read. Have you picked up any books recently? I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And I think that's it for this video. I will talk to you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.